What's up, ADD family? Back at it again. Mr. Crazy in the building, back in this crazy bitch. So, as I left off before, I'm introducing the characters, right? But in the mix to that, it's my wife's birthday. I went and got her a birthday cake. I forgot flowers. My son Colin was with me, and so I was in a race to get him to work. I didn't realize when I took him to the store, he said it an hour. I thought we had plenty of time. Where in the store, he tells me I got to be there at 4 o'clock, so I had to leave I forgot to get her flowers. I'm back to the store to get her flowers. And our stepdaughter's over at the house now, having come by to see my wife for her birthday. And so I'm in the mix of putting a little small birthday party together for my wife. But in the midst of this, so I'm introducing characters, and we're at, now these are all the guys these are all DZ's friends. These are all guys that was around at this particular time and moment. This was 2 years ago plus, when I was in active addiction. And so for 6 months I worked with DZ on this job, right? And DZ is not, if you're not aware of it by now, is my friend / drug dealer. DZ gets me a job. So we're together every day for 6 months, right? So now I'm meeting all his immediate close boys. Some friends that I had already known. Me and Tony. Tony was actually the foreman on the job, and so it was a bunch of guys that all lived together, live with DZ, that we all worked on this house together, right? There was DZ, there was Tony, and eventually Tony's brother Jason. And Jason's a wild card, a complete story on his own, Tony's brother. But Manny, as I said, he didn't work on the job, but he was around during this time frame every day. And there was a guy that lived in DZ's basement, right? A friend of his that was homeless. It was homeless prior. And this guy lives in the basement, and he's shooting up dope, heroin and meth every day and night, and he's howling at night. Oh! Oh! He's howling in DZ's basement. It's not just DZ. There was this other girl that lived in the house, this lady, Ann, which is DZ's brother's woman, right? DZ's brother and this chick were together for, 20 plus years, and then they split apart. Then DZ's brother moves out, and DZ and this lady Ann stay in the house. So it's Ann and DZ. Ann doesn't do any dope or drugs or nothing, but she's has all these people in her house, so she's kind of cool with it, and even though she wasn't doing the shit. So there was a lot going on, and before she moved out, she was around during a lot of this, but throughout this 6 months, she eventually moves out, and DZ and some more boys move in. And so there's this guy that's living in the basement shooting dope and howling at night, and he's got a dog, and I can't think of his name at the moment. But all of these guys were working on this mansion that I talk about. DZ and Tony got me the job. Tony was the foreman on the job. So we're hanging. I'm coming over to DZ's house every morning, 7 in the morning, sometimes 8, and we don't go to work till 10, 11. We run to the pawn shop and pawn tools, sell dope, get dope, and all that every morning before work. And the owner of the house that we're working on, is real laid back. This gay guy is really nice and laid back, and as long as we do, our job, it don't matter. We come and go whenever we want to, and etc. So during these times, you got all these characters, and then you got Don. Now Don has a story on his own, right? Don was DZ's, all of their friends, one of their childhood friends who I speak of. So now there's a guy in the basement that's one of these childhood friends, and Tony's brother Jason is one of these childhood friends who eventually moves in and sleeping on the couch now and's working on this job. And I can't remember the guy in the base that lived in the basement, but he's part of the stories too. He was there when I OD'd. He was the one that administered me with Narcan. So all these guys are a part of the story. So now you got Don. Don's their childhood friend. And Don only smokes bud, but he's a black guy, but he's real laid back and, more of your kind of, I don't know what you call him, but, no street to him at all, just a cool dude, right? And so Don's working on this job, so Don's around during a lot of this time. Damn, it's loud. Holy shit, we're having a concert up here at Publix. So, I gotta get some flowers. So Dom's in the picture now, right? So now he lived out of town at one point, now he's in town, so he's over a lot. And like I said, he's friends with Ann. They go way back, all these people go way back. Where's the damn flowers? Hang on a moment. So all Dom does is smoke, right? And Dom's brother's one of these crazy wild cards as well. Dom's brother was broke into Young Jeezy's house and stole all his jewelry, right? For real, no shit. Dom's brother broke into Young Jeezy's house and stole all his jewelry, got away with it way back in the day. Dom's brother also died in a prison in Israel. They drugged him with methadone and killed him. His family tried to, hire lawyers. The family had money and did all they could, and there wasn't shit they could do. Brother died in a prison. So Dom's got a crazy ass life and story, right? So Dom also, he's got a lot of friends from Atlanta, and he's always telling stories. He was at a party a couple of months ago. Well, maybe it's been like a year now. He's telling me he's at a party, and 21 Savage is right behind him. People are talking, and he's standing behind him at this party, and they're just talking, and nonchalantly, and if it wasn't for someone pointing it out, he said he wouldn't have even known who it was. 21 Savage was right behind him at the street party where 21 Savage helps all this whole like little complex, right? 21 Savage and some other rapper in Atlanta help this one community. So as long as they don't, they're not allowed to sell drugs in that area, this kind of stuff, people helping the community type shit. They help pay people's bills. Whoever, you see what I'm saying? Whoever needs help, they help all that. So Don's hearing all these stories and stuff he's telling me. Pretty neat, pretty cool. Dom and Daisy used to live in an apartment off Windy Hill Road way back in the day, right? And I think it was Lisa Left Eye, if I'm not mistaken, but it was the whatchamacallit girls. You see what I'm saying? If you're as close to old as I am, who are they? I can't even think of the fucking name of them, but the chick rappers they used to party with, they were friends with. I can't even think of the name. You have to, someone comment and help me. I know you know what I'm talking about. Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I can't think of their name at the moment. Girl band rapper back in the day. They used to party and hang out with them. They were friends with them. DC used to tell me all kind of stories, and Dom did too. So Dom was around during these times, and I got to hear his story. And like I said, this is some of his backdrop. And dude was there. He was there when I fell out at work and had to take me to the hospital. I fell out at work, dropped, shot a Suboxone when I was on methadone. It sends you in precipitating withdrawal, which I had no idea, and I learned experience. It's like it can literally just about kill you. I literally fell to my knees at work. I crawled out to the stall outside and shit my brains out and puked and was as sick as I've ever been in my life. And Don came out there and checked on me. He was banging on the stall and said, "You all right, dude? You all right?" I said, "No, I'm not." And I crawled back in the house, and I was going to try to see if I could work. and I couldn't. And I fell out, and he helped get me to my car. This is all on this job, takes me to the hospital. Luckily, thank God, it was the one time, it was a few days that my wife drove and dropped me off and had the car. Thank God. This is one of those days. So on this day, I had called my wife and told her I got sick at work, pretty much what had happened, and she would have to come get me from the hospital. And so, of course, she was not happy at all about it. Where's the flowers at, ma'am?
Flowers.
Like
roses.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
It's going to be on the other side of produce.
On the other side of produce.
They got a little section here.
I didn't know that was it.
Okay, so you see, well, that's half of it, but you see down there?
I see the cards.
Pots, yes, so that's where they are.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Wow, that was weird as hell. I said, ma'am, I couldn't tell if it was a guy or a girl. I think it was a guy with the earring, or two. I think I only seen one earring. I think it was a dude, but I don't judge. Let's see what's the prettiest flowers you get my wife. So Dom's in on all these crazy, hectic-ass days, times, and moments, right? So I'm just giving you backdrops